Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm going to be taking the Bronco out and I'm going to be telling you 5 things that I absolutely love about it. And yeah, let's hop in. Okay, I'm going to get into what I like about the 2022 Ford Bronco. Now ours is a Badlands Sasquatch, so it's ultimate rock crawling machine. That's what my family likes to do. We don't go mudding or bajaing really. We are into the rock crawling, and that's really what we bought it for. Obviously it's a car, we can drive on the roads. It's very good at that. It's very good at rock crawling. So we've had it for a little more than a month. So I'm gonna be giving you what I like. Now these are not in order, like them all the same. Number one thing I like about this Bronco, or love, coming from my perspective and my parents. I asked them what they liked about it, and this is what they told me. But so for me, something I really like and can take advantage of is all the technology that this Bronco has. I really like new cars like that just because they have a lot of tech, and I'm a kind of a tech guy. I like a lot of tech, so it's things like the big display, digital gauges, the
key fob with remote start and push button start,
lighting, the LED lighting, all the cameras are things that I personally really take advantage of. Now, my parents, on the other hand, kind of don't even know it's there, or they don't care about it, or they don't see themselves ever using it. But again, that's them, and I do use it and utilize it, and I like it a lot. Another thing is like off-road tech. It's very advanced in that sense. The fact that it's got front and rear lockers, insanely good if you're doing any, hardcore rock crawling, which, like I said, we definitely do. So the lockers are fantastic. The trail turn assist, a feature that's new on the Bronco. They have it on the Raptor R, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even the base Raptor, I'm not sure. But the trail turn assist, some people kind of say it's gimmicky. We're in the two-door, it's short. It already turns really sharp to begin with, which is great. You can get into parking spaces, but yeah, the trail turn assist is pretty cool tech off-road. I think it's really cool and last but not least, we have the Badlands, so that gives us the disconnectable front stay bar. The stabilizer bar will disconnect. I think it's like a hydraulic system. Anyway, it's super cool. It gives you more articulation, but it's not like 10 more inches, it's a couple inches, which, that might be all you need, is a couple more inches. But it really just, off-road, it's just a lot smoother and softer because there's more articulation. It's just a better ride overall off-road on the rocks. But tech like that is really cool to me, and something that I take advantage of. And this screen, I love this screen. The latest, I think it's Sync 4 is the latest, but I love it. A lot of good features. So the number 2 thing I like about this Bronco is the sense of confidence it gives you. That might sound weird, and it's not the confidence in like, oh, I'm in a brand new 2022 Bronco, I'm better than you. It is not that at all. It's the sense that it can just go anywhere. Like, I know kind of the joke with it can go over any terrain, the GOAT modes, but it really is kind of like that. So I went on the Bronco off-rodeo about a year ago, and I was just super impressed with the off-road capability of it. So I know what it can do. I'm familiar with it off-road. It gives you this confidence of like, if you're driving it on the road and you're like, if it's snowy, if you don't even need to look at the weather, it's like, because it's got four-wheel auto, 4-low, snow mode. It's got all the off-road tech, but it helps like in winter conditions. Like, you don't need to check the weather. If it's snowy, you're like, I don't care, I'm in a Bronco, I can go through the snow. Or if you're on a road and you're like, oh, I need to go over there. Oh, it's gravel. If it's rocky, it's just that sense of confidence of like, I don't need to worry about where I'm going, I drive a 2006 Dodge Charger sometimes. My friend lives kind of on this dirt road. I'm just driving, he gives me a call and he's like, hey, you want to stop by my house or whatever? I'm like, oh, I'm in the Charger, not my truck. So the Charger probably could have made it, but if it was washed out or anything. But that's kind of the thing with the Bronco, is like, it doesn't matter. I can just I can just go anywhere. It's kind of the same thing with pickup trucks if you're familiar with that. It's just like, you don't got to worry about the weather, you don't got to worry about the roads. It'll just do it, you know? So that's the kind of sense of confidence you get from it. And that it's new, you know it's going to be reliable. That's another thing, it'll be reliable. Number 3 thing I like about this Bronco is that the way it drives is, the only way I can describe it is smooth. It's so smooth and just very pleasant to drive. You look at it, you might think it's crappy to drive on road, and some people might say that, but they're wrong. It's very nice to drive off-road. It's got, like I said, Sasquatch Packard's Badlands, so it's got all the suspension that you really don't feel any of the slightest bumps. So the suspension's great to soak up bumps on road. Steering is very light and it's nice. Another thing is you got 35-inch tires on 17-inch wheels, so you got a lot of sidewall, a lot of cushion, and that makes it very good on-road and off-road as well. It's just very smooth to drive. And another thing with the 10-speed, that's what we have, is the 2.7 liter V6 with the 10-speed auto. I mean, the transmission's really good. We're still breaking in the engine, so it's kind of learning, but the transmission is very good. It's on point all the time. So it's just really nice and fluffy. Another thing is it's like small, like I can just reach over, I'm touching the window right now. It's very small, which I like. Kind of big trucks are intimidating to drive. You're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna fit. But this thing you will. You know, on the road, like the sight lines are very good, even though the wheels stick out a little bit. Like, you always know where it's out on the road, and it's very good. It's just like, it's small, short wheelbase, 2-door. I said it's small, and someone's like, come to the UK, and then it's actually kind of big. But I'm not from the UK, so here it's small. It feels small. I'm used to driving big Super Duties and full-size pickup trucks, and this feels small to me. Not a downside. I actually see it as a plus. You can fit in a lot of areas. It's nimble. It's, like I said, tight turns. It's very good to drive. It's very smooth. The number 4 thing I like about this Bronco is the looks. You know, we chose cactus gray. I think the paint color is fantastic. It just looks really great, and it's unique. That's another thing, is it's very unique. You don't see this color very much. Like, not just the color, but you look at this thing and you're like, I'm not mistaking that it's a Bronco for a Jeep. You know, it's got its own looks, and very good looks too. Like, they nailed it. Sometimes when they bring back cars, talking about you, Chevy, with the Blazer. Oh, what the fuck? When they brought it back, like, the looks are just killer. Like, it just looks very good. It's unique, and just the way it looks, I guess. And kind of going in with the looks is my number 5 most favorite thing I like about it, and this kind of with my mom too, was that it's so easy to make it your own. It's very customizable. There is tons of aftermarket stuff, and like, we've already put some stuff on it, like the Bronco script. A lot of people are doing that, but the letters, the shackles, you can get a tire cover, roof rack, roof tent. There's so many accessories on this Bronco to make it your own, and that's really cool. So it's so easy to make it your own, which is great, because why would you want to look like someone else on the road? And so yeah, those are the 5 things I like most about the 2022 Ford Bronco. Fantastic car. If you're looking at this as like a review, I would absolutely say to get one if it's for MSRP. Make sure to check the channel and watch my 5 things I dislike about the Bronco to give you some kind of pros and cons. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Another thing I like is little Easter eggs, like the American flag. You know, this little here is a Bronco. Gas cap, there's little Broncos. Up here in the roof, you can't really tell, but it's like coordinates for Johnson Valley or something for the Broncos. Fortnite move! Oh, Fortnite move!